right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
A woman beaten, raped, and robbed in her Metro East home.
Very shocking. We were very shocked.
Tonight, neighbors react to the shocking crime that ended with the suspect in the hospital.
Our weekend storm system changes course. Why that means less rain for us and next to no chance of snow.
Our top story, terror and tragedy on yet another college campus.
We saw students running out in single file lines with their hands up, scared.
The latest deadly school shooting happening at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Now 3 people are dead and a 4th person is in critical condition after a deadly shooting on the UNLV campus. Police say the gunman responsible is also dead. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The shooting happened just before noon in Las Vegas. At the time of the shooting, the school put out an alert urging students to shelter in place.
Police found the suspect dead, but say they have not identified a motive or if the gunman had any ties to the university. The threat to the Las Vegas community is over, but the investigation is just getting started. Denise Roche has the latest from Las Vegas.
Police are telling us tonight they do know the name of the suspect, but they are not releasing that information just yet until his next of kin are notified. We also learned that this shooting began on the 4th floor of Beam Hall on the campus of UNLV, moved to several other floors, and then ultimately ended up outside where it was 2 UNLV detectives who engaged the suspect and he was killed.
And if it hadn't been for the heroic actions of one of those police officers who responded, there could have been countless additional lives taken. Armed confrontation of the suspect by law enforcement stopped the suspect's further actions.
Unfortunately, 3 victims were also killed in this. A 4th person remains hospitalized here in Las Vegas. Tonight, the campus of UNLV will remain closed. We are told it should be closed at least through Friday as this investigation continues. In Las Vegas, I'm Denise Roche reporting.
President Biden released an official statement in response to both the shooting in Las Vegas and the string of shootings that happened in Texas. The president said he and the First Lady are praying for the families of the victims. In the statement, he also called on Congress to ban assault weapons and to enact a red flag law. The city of Las Vegas is also showing their support in the wake of today's shooting. The university is just blocks from the Vegas Strip, and tonight many buildings are showing signs of support, showing hashtag UNLV strong on their buildings.
Tonight, a man is in police custody accused of breaking into a Metro East home, then beating and sexually assaulting a woman before robbing her and taking off in her car. The victim, a woman in her 60s. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski talked with investigators and neighbors in Belleville. Laura?
Mike, neighbors tell me they're feeling very uneasy after this attack, and the scariest part is police believe this house was chosen at random. It really could have been anyone.
Belleville resident Tammy Clover says she woke up very suddenly Tuesday morning around 5:30 and had no idea why.
I woke up and I thought, why am I up? And I couldn't go back to sleep.
Only to find out hours later about the horrible attack happening at that very hour, just a few doors down.
We were just sitting there and I was waiting for my daughter to come up from school, and we looked up and we just saw like cars all the way down. They were unmarked, and I'm like, what is going on?
Belleville police say around 5 a.m. Tuesday, a man broke into a 60-year-old woman's home on West A Street, and a neighbor found her roughly 10 hours later when they came by to check on her dog.
The victim reported that she was battered and sexually assaulted during this attack and was taken to the hospital for medical treatment.
Investigators say before leaving the victim's house, he stole some of her things, including her car. That car was later involved in a crash 2 hours northeast of Belleville in Shelby County.
The suspect was injured during that crash and transported to a hospital in Springfield, where Belleville detectives are currently with him.
They believe this attack was completely random, as they can't find any connections between the victim and the suspect. The victim lived alone.
This is kind of a worst nightmare type scenario for a victim, particularly a female victim of crime.
Clover says the whole neighborhood is in shock and are discussing putting up cameras and taking other security measures.
We were just talking today, and me and a neighbor, and she was like, I'm actually at the store right now where I'm buying something where you can't see through my windows, or You know, so changing different things and trying to make sure, you know, we're all protected.
Police have not released the condition of the suspect who's still in the hospital or any details on charges. They also believe this man is connected to additional felony cases here in Missouri. Kelly.
All right, thank you, Laura. Tonight, police are looking for the gunman suspected in 2 deadly shootings in East St. Louis that happened just a block apart. Today, 5 on Your Side obtained surveillance video that shows the suspected gunman. Police identified the victims in yesterday's shootings as Danielle Braddix and Sanchez James. We talked with an East St. Louis council member who knew one of the victims, and he says police are working hard to keep the community safe.
One of the victims was a friend of mine. Went to school, graduated with him. You know, it's just very, very unfortunate. We're trying to get as much manpower as we can possible to help patrol the streets to make sure everyone feels comfortable at home.
Anyone with information on the shootings is asked to contact Illinois State Police via email. We have that address in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com.
Tonight, the 18-year-old man wanted for a deadly shooting in Maplewood is in police custody. Justin Vance is the suspected shooter in the October 26 shooting death of Teron Bales. He faces multiple charges, including second-degree murder. 2 juveniles were also arrested in the case. Investigators say the group tried to rob Vance near Yale and Manchester. Taking a live look downtown, it was a pleasant day in the bi-state, not as cold, and the next few days are expected to be even warmer. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with a look at how long those higher temperatures will be here.
You've got them for a couple of days here, Mike, as we're back above 60 degrees in many locations for tomorrow. But right now, around the area at this point, we are talking about mainly clear skies and cool temperatures. Here's a look at what's happening across the bi-state area as we've dropped back into the mid-40s around St. Louis. We're not dropping as fast tonight because we have that breeze turning out of the south. Changes to the forecast, well, it's not as cold overnight. Tomorrow is bright, breezy. It's even warm, some would say. Well, by December standards, let's face it, sure. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s. We're still warm into Friday above 60 degrees, but the showers arrive as we head into Friday night. They'll last into Saturday. But there are changes with this system. It's moving faster, and perhaps that limits our moisture. More on that in a few minutes, Kelly.
All right, Scott. New tonight, hopes on hold. That's what several mayors are saying when it comes to redevelopment in their communities. They're blaming the St. Louis County executive for putting a hold on a plan to clear blight and abandoned homes. 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon is in Jennings with a closer look.
As the mayor, it's embarrassing when someone visits your city and they make a turn, they go down the street, they visit the neighbor, and then they see these properties.
It's why Jennings Mayor Gary Johnson is trying to do something. This year, the city created a vacancy task force to identify all of the abandoned properties in the city to either rehab them or tear them down.
When you tear it down, you see opportunity.
A government program makes that easier, allowing localities to purchase properties from St. Louis County at a major discount, cheaper than investors could purchase them. The abandoned properties have to be behind on tax payments. This year, Jennings applied to do this for some 90 properties. But during the process, Mayor Johnson learned
it was just suddenly halted. There was no explanation, anything.
Meaning he and other towns in North County can't take any action right now. I reached out to Executive Sam Page's office, a spokesperson saying, quote, North County deserves to have long neglected properties redeveloped. That's why we are doing an audit to ensure that these properties are being redeveloped and not sitting idle. Any municipality that has a redevelopment plan in place should submit them, and they will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Now this state rep is speaking out, saying the plan in Jennings shouldn't be interrupted.
It's a safety issue. We have children walking to school, and we have all these abandoned buildings.
The mayor says he has developers ready to go.
It's like a slap in the face. It's like someone coming in your house and telling you what to do. It's like someone coming in your house and pulling your electric panel off, switch off.
Brent Solomon, 5 on Your Side.
And the county spokesperson says the county is conducting an audit to determine how many properties are still sitting vacant after communities purchase them at the discounted rate. Mayor Johnson says new initiatives in Jennings are in place to prevent that from happening in the future.
St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore says he's officially running for a full term. Gore made the announcement just one day after delivering a report from his first 6 months in office. Missouri Governor Mike Parson appointed him after Kim Gardner's abrupt resignation. Gore says he has never considered a political office before, but the last few months of progress in the Circuit Attorney's office is motivating him.
Running for public office is not something that has ever been on my career to-do list, and that hasn't changed. But what has changed is the unique opportunity to serve.
Gore could face a primary challenge. Attorney David Mueller and former Alderman Mike Graw have expressed interest. Right now, it's not clear if Kim Gardner might run again.
A push tonight to save a program that helps track gun violence in St. Louis County. County Executive Sam Page's proposed budget calls for doing away with shot spotter technology. The County Council has put forward a counter-spending plan that will restore the $700,000 in funding. A vote on a full budget for the 2024 fiscal year is expected next Tuesday night.